go to Jesus. So now we prove that Allah is nothing. Actually, I can show you many stories. You know, Allah, Muhammad, he says, your God Allah is not one-eyed when the false Messiah is one-eyed. You just search to the Hadith. Go right now and search for one-eyed, and you will see the Hadith, which is a very strong Hadith, by the way. Muslim cannot say it's weak. So the only difference between a man, which is the false Messiah, the Antichrist, and Allah, look, is the right eye. So Allah must be a man, no question about that. Then, let us see who is the Messiah according to Islam before we speak about the Bible. Because, you know, if I speak about the Bible from now until 10 years, they will say to me, I don't accept the Bible anyway. So why I want to waste my time? You can watch tons of videos on YouTube speaking about who is the Messiah. You as a Muslim, I shut you up. I'm not calling you names. I shut you up. I'm not calling you names. I shut you up from your Quran. Now, who dare to say the Quran is wrong? In the Quran, chapter 4, verse 171, it says the following, that the Messiah is the word of God. Take a note. Which he sent down to Mary. Take a note. And he is a spirit proceeding from him. Take a note. And then he is the messenger. Take a note. So the word sent to Mary, and it is a spirit in the same time proceeding from God and became a man. Well, this is what John chapter 1 verse number 1 and verse 14 says. In the beginning it was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word is the God. And that Word became a man. Thank you very much. And the same verse says, say no Trinity, but the same verse confirm the Trinity. Because what is Jesus? The man, supposedly, the messenger. He is the Word, he is the Spirit, and he is the man. Is that possible? The Muslims, they say no, but it's in your Quran. Is it possible for one person to be three in the same time? What Jesus were, according to Muslims, before he became a man? Read with me, Abdul. He was the Word. Then what happened? This Word, in the same time, it's a spirit. You see, he is a spirit already. He is a Word and a spirit. And that Word and the Spirit, born from Mary as a man, which means they all exist before the birth. And this is what Jesus said, before Abraham I am. So his birth date have nothing to do with his existence. It's just the birth as a man. So he came to you in a shape of what? Of a man, as a messenger, as a Muslim they say. Here we go. This is the Trinity. Now, how Jesus can be a perfect man and perfect God in the same time? That's a very important question, actually. I want people to concentrate with me. The first question is, who is the perfect man? And who is the perfect God? Is Allah is a perfect God? Obviously no. We showed you a verse saying how Allah can have a son without having a wife. But we will see in the same time the funny that the one who made the Quran, he said that Mary, she has a son without having a husband. But Allah, he says, how I can have a son without having a wife? So Allah, he cannot do what the God of Mary can do. The God of Mary can provide Mary with the ability, or let us say he did a miracle, he made her have a son without being touched. That is the God of Mary. The God of Islam says, I cannot have a son unless I have a wife. So, and this is what we showed you. He says, how can I? Right? You remember? See? How can he, sorry. How can he have a children's? But in the same time, Mary, she has a children's, according to the Quran, and that one child is, his name is Jesus, and no man touched her. How Mary, she was able to do that? She did not, actually. It is the God miracle. The God of Mary, he can do that. The God of Islam, he cannot. Because if God of Islam, he is the same God of Mary, this condition is not exist. Because simply, then he will say, you know what? I can have a child even if I don't have a wife. The same as Mary. Do you remember what I did to Mary? He did not say that. He said, how I can have a child when I have no wife? Which means I will not be able to do so unless I have a wife. And I don't have a wife. Thank you very much. But the same, will not work for Mary. Mary, she said the same question actually to the man who appeared in front of her. She told him, how I'm going to have a son if there is no man touch me? You see, if you go to chapter 19, verse 17 and 18, you will see the following. Here, he told her that I'm going to give you, like, I have a good news for you. You will have a son. So she said, how I'm going to have a son if no man touched me? And look how insulting what the Quran says about Mary. Like, look how stupid it is, how trashy. However, how I can have a son if no man touch me, neither I have been a prostitute? What does this have to do with prostitute? What? If a woman commit adultery, she's the prostitute. Prostitute is someone she get paid for sex. So it's very insulting, very, very, very disgusting. However, this has exposed the whole religion of Islam, because the God of Mary, he can make Mary have a son without having a child, but the God of Islam, he himself cannot have a son without having a wife. Now we go to the topic, which is the question, Jesus, the perfect man, the perfect God. You know, the first question we should ask about Jesus the man, was he ever a sinner? Because that is the perfect God. Perfect God don't commit sin. Perfect God is holy. Perfect God, it doesn't matter how he look like, how he come to us, he is always perfect. Now, did Jesus during his life in this earth, between us as a man, commit any sin? If you ask any Muslim, he will not dare to say he did. He will not dare to say he did. And I challenge any Muslim to say that Jesus commits sin. And if he says so, he have to provide a proof. And we want that from their Quran, because this is their book, right? However, in chapter 19, verse number 19, we see the following. I like those translations, how funny and stupid they are. Dr. Ghali said, surely I am the only messenger from your Lord to deliver to you the most cleansed youth. What is that, cleansed? Are you using detergent? Anyway, Yusuf Ali, he have a better translation. He said, I am just only a messenger to you to announce to thee the gift of the Holy Son. So what is Jesus according to the Quran? He is a gift